What's going on? What's happening? What's popping? How are you, YouTube? What's going on? It's your boy Tastemakers Palette here with another review. Hope that you are all well on the other end of the camera. Excited about today's review. Today's review is one of my personal brand favorites, and I continue to push this brand on my channel, and just to emphasize how much range and how diverse this brand is. And so I'm bringing you another Needles brand review, and happy to bring this review because we are stepping outside of the parameters of the norm when one thinks of this particular brand. When people think of Needles, they think of the constructed flannels, they think of the tracksuits. What else is Needles popular for? Just the reconstruct sweatshirts and tees and so on and so forth. But the brand has so much more depth that needs to be explored. And, I've really over time become a fan of the brand. And so I started trying out their jogging sets because I just like their sets. I like the embroidered track stripe down the side. It was a little something different, and I was just really drawn to it. And as I started venturing off into other items that they had to offer, other garments that they had to offer, I realized how awesome of a brand it is. So you can go through my older Needles reviews. I've been reviewing Needles since the inception of my channel, and there'll be some information about the brand. But long story short, Needles is a Japanese-based brand. And let me tell you something, man. When I think of Japan and all that they have to bring to the table from a fashion standpoint, they're definitely one of the fashion leaders of the world. And Needles is all of their brands embrace the Japanese culture, and it embraces the traditional ways that Japan has clothed their people, over time. And so basically what I'm saying is that, they don't sacrifice the influence of their culture in what they do in their brands. And when I think of different brands, I think of Needles, I think of Sakai, I think of Watanabe, Junya Watanabe. I think of, sorry if I butchered that name, but I think of Beams, I think of Bape. I think of all of these, and I've left a few out, obviously, but I think of all of these different brands that they just show how much of a powerhouse Japan is when it comes to fashion, and how they infuse their culture into what's going on the global platform. So shout out to all those brands that I just mentioned, but definitely shout out to Needles. So, but at any rate, I want to bring two pieces today, and they're bottoms that definitely step outside of the normal scope of what Needles for. So I'm gonna bring you two pairs of pants that are not track. They are the Western leisure trouser and the the Cowboy piping lounge pant. Dope pants. So these are some steps into what I would say is their current trends. It's been going on for a minute, but what it is basically a resurrection of 70s style. These are bootcut trousers, almost to the degree of a bell bottom. And it was a fashion risk to even try these things, but something in the gut told me give these a try. I didn't see them in person. I saw them online, so it was even more of a gamble. But I picked them up, and nevertheless, I'm ecstatic, and I can't wait to rock them. So there'll be a part 2 to this review, because for the lounge piping cowboy pant, I also purchased the jacket. It's a Western jacket, so it's kind of a Western fit. and I'm going to bring you the whole suit once I receive the jacket. Jacket should be in the mail in a few days, but nevertheless, I couldn't curb my enthusiasm, so I'm gonna bring you the pants a little bit early. So let's take a look. We'll start out with the Cowboy Lounge piping pant. And man, phenomenal. Phenomenal. Oh my, wow. Where do I start? So I'm gonna take them off the hanger. That's where we'll start. Start there. But yeah, let's take a look, man. First and foremost, these are like part cotton, it's basically rayon. So the material is super. And it's a relaxed fit. This color is deep purple. That was also part of the gamble. This was the least expensive pair. I got these. I know everything's been essence.com, but they got that up to 70% off sale, and I think these were about 60 off. But back to my point, it's deep purple, and I was just like, ain't no way in hell I'm gonna buy something and wear something purple. But it's so deep and rich and dark that it's a really, really good look. So that in itself is dope. That's a plus. The color, which I thought was gonna be a minus, so it worked out in my favor. And these are cowboy piping pants. So there's a thin piping down the side. And guess what color that is? That's silver. So purple and silver go together beautifully. Then you have your Needles logo on the side of the pants, the butterfly, the infamous butterfly. And then you have pearlized buttons on the side pockets so that you can close the side pockets. Both sides. And then there's a pearlized 2 buttons on the back pants. Back pockets. So nice finish. Attention to detail, next to none. They actually are functional. They button close, which I would expect. Nice work. Great job. So these particular pants, the Cowboy Piping Lounge pants have an elastic waistband, but they also have a button front, so you can button them shut. On top of that, they have a drawstring, which I will be needing. And they have a zipper. They zip shut, so you get this great functionality with these. You know, that's a good look always, especially if your weight fluctuates. My weight fluctuates. I'm always 15 pounds down, 10 pounds up, whatever the case may be. So, you know, that helps in the event I still want to wear them and I lose a few pounds. And if I gain a few pounds, they have the elastic and they'll still fit. Stretchy material. It is rayon, but it's stretchy. So there's a mix of material in here as well. So they somehow accomplished creating a fabric that is conducive to a lounge pant, a trouser, and a track pant. It's kind of a marriage of the three. So very comfortable, very stylish. You can wear these anywhere, my guy. You can throw on a button up and wear these going out somewhere. And that's my intention. That's how nice these pants are. Very, very nice. So they do have I think this is called a pin tuck in the front. It's just a creased front. And yeah, they don't have it in the back, so very, very nice. So let's take it to the bottom. As we mentioned, it's a deep boot cut, but you won't be able to tell it until you put them on. So, and again, Needles is striking a fine balance with these, because there's a lot of boot cuts out there and a lot of brands doing boot cut bell bottom type thing. The boot cut bell bottom type thing, but they're over exaggerating. And you know, I don't want to walk around where you can't see my shoes at all and it looks like I'm floating. So so Needles, they strike a fine balance. If you want to kind of dip your toe in the pool of a different trend and not go overboard, these pants are, you know, they're where it's at. So let's take a look at them on, see what they look like. I'm gonna take this hoodie off because I don't want to cover too much of the top of the pants. So give me 1 second as I get right for you guys. And dope thing about these pants, I actually have seen one review on the net about these, but I have not seen more than one. So there's one homie on YouTube who he got the whole suit, and he gave a little review and showed it off, but he didn't. I wish he just showed the showed the try on. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, he introduced YouTube to these pants. So shout out to him. Man, I love these, man. This is just so different. To give you something something different to bring to the table, something different than everybody else, because everybody else is not gonna see these and be like, some people are gonna be afraid of these, and that's when you break them out and you show them how it's done. You know what I mean? And I'm not even gonna lie, when I first tried them on, I liked them. And I pulled them out of the box just as I'm reviewing them to you. The detail and the allure of the pant and everything was so dope. I was happy. But then when I put them on and looked down, I was like, oh, these are some serious boot cuts. Again, like I mentioned, it took me a minute to get used to, because I didn't, I hadn't done these. And here's another story. I hadn't done these in a while. I have done them before, and that's a story. But I won't get into that now, but it did ultimately take me a minute to get used to them. I told you I wouldn't get into the story. I'll give you a quick summary. So in the 2000s, these bootcut pants were in style. And so around the time where Jay-Z came out with the song Change Clothes, everybody, all the young cats, all the young adults, everybody wanted to get serious about their dressing game. Everybody wanted to dress up, and all of the lounges, anywhere where you would want to go, where the women were beautiful and the vibe was that kind of upscale vibe, everybody like changed their dress code, and you had to have a button up, and you had to have hard bottom shoes. And around that time, they let you wear jeans, but you had to have that nice button-up shirt at least, or like a sweater or something like that, and hard bottom shoes. And around that time, I never forget, I used to go to H&M, and I used to cop the H&M flare bottom bootcut jeans. They have a button up with some hard sole shoes. A sight to see, man. A sight to see. And I was killing them. At the time, I was doing it correct. So, and then during the day, I would have on like an Anichi jogging suit, or a Sean John jogging suit, or an Academics jogging suit. So it was an interesting time in fashion for me, especially. So, but let's take a look, man. I'm gonna bring the camera down a little bit so you can get a good feel of everything. Let's see what we got. So yeah, man, these are the pants. This is how they fit. They fit wonderfully on. So it's a somewhat of a relaxed but tapered fit. But what I want you to do, so that you get a good understanding of what you're getting into, is look at my shoes, man. So you see how you basically only get toe box on the sneaker. So very dope, very dope. Two things. So when it comes to styling these, because of that, and this is preference, for me, I want some of my shoe to show. And so these are, one thing about these particular pants is that it's almost like a tailor-made them, because they knew the length of that these should be. Now, if you're a short person and you wear my size, it might get you a little bit. But for a taller person, 6 foot and over, cut perfectly, right? And so if you want the shoes to show, you want to wear these a bit on your waist. You don't want to sag these too much. And as you walk, it's like the perfect, the perfect, I guess, crop, right? Also, if you bring them down too low, then the boot cut slides down the front of the shoe, and it covers more of the shoe, which is cool. I'm not mad at that. You get a little bit of lace and mostly toe box. It works with flat shoes. I'm wearing them with Jordan 1s, lows. But if you have a chunkier shoe, it might be better because the shoe, it's more shoe and it'll eat up more of the cut and the boot cut. But yeah, man, I'm not mad at these, not even a tiny bit. These are dope, 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 dope. So here you have it. These are the cowboy piping pants, right? So now, let's take a look at the leisure trousers. Very, very similar fit, very, very similar concept. Slightly different details, slightly different sizing. So I'm gonna get into those. Give me a sec. Now, got a different color on these. Man, oh my, wow. Whew. Very, very nice. All right, so Western leisure trouser, slightly different approach, same concept. Material is pretty much the same. This is a trouser, a track pant. It has a shimmer and a sheen to it. It is a super quality material. This is the material that you put on to go out and look nice. You can also, you could dress it down too, you know, but I would venture to say if you wore these to go bowling, you'd be overdressed. You know what I mean? So this is lightweight. If you go into the bar, you go into a nice bar. You know what I mean? So let's take a look at the details and see what makes these a little bit different. Same cut, but slightly more tapered. And you'll see that when I try these on. But first details that separate the two is these actually have belt loops, and the side pockets don't go into the side, they go in through the top, right? No buttons, no pearlized buttons on these. So this is a belt loop pant. You can rock a belt with these, and then you have the top pockets. Another thing you want to look at is, my Lord, man, needles. They are known for embroidery and stitching. If you look at the stitching on these, there's the zigzag pattern throughout the stitching, which adds hella character to the pants. This is for the snob like me. I don't think too many people will notice this, but these are the things that drive me crazy about clothing. And you know what? Guess who else will notice these? The girls that you take home, because they catch a glance and be like, yo, this dude is on another level with it. All right, I'm getting a little bit happy about it. Maybe I went a little too far, but these will not guarantee to get you women, but they will make them look. But yeah, so back to it. Yeah, so just that stitching on, you'll see it throughout the belt loops. You'll see it throughout the tops of the pockets. Really, really super nice. There also these have, instead of the button back pockets, they have like Western style arched back pockets, flat back pockets, and they're functional. So you see, you open the flap, there's the back pocket, and then boom, and then you have that same stitching throughout the flap. It just adds super character, that stitching. I love it. Again, you still do have in the front, you have the zipper, you have the button, and you also have the drawstring mechanism, which you can tuck in, and you can tuck them in on the ones that I'm wearing as well. Very nice touch. Needles logo, mid left thigh. Creased front, just as the others. And this color is in charcoal. This is a beautiful, beautiful color. More of a neutral color. And yeah, that's it. No piping on these. This is just a regular trouser. So this is a more clean version. This is a more, even though they can both be dressed down, this is the one that you really, really dress down with. So really, really, really nice, man. These are another level, man. These are the types of things that you wear when you're taking it up a notch. And you can wear them with a sweater. You can wear them with a button up. You can wear them with a cardigan. Just the options are limitless. So, but yeah, let's take a look at what they look like on. Give me 1 second so I can get right for y'all. And I'm telling you guys, man, I promise you, somebody's gonna watch this. I'm gonna make you a believer in needles. I'm gonna show you something about needles that you didn't think to consider. I mean, it's one of those brands where you can get it all from them. This is when you get your mature thing on, your mature look. This is how you do it. Take your lady out to a fancy place, throw a pair of these on and a nice button up. Oh, and price. So again, Essence has a huge sale. These pants are like $400 each to start. I'm gonna be honest with you. These are pants that I would scope out and just hover over until they went on sale. So I would say personally, for what they do and for what they bring to the table, I think they're worth it. When we look at material, when we look at style, they are worth it. They are worth retail if you are the type that is in the realm of casually spending at those price points. Everybody doesn't have the same budget, nor do people have the same priority. I'm a fashion guy. I am fortunately in a place to where I can spend at that price point, but at the same time, I am also reasonable about my finances, and I would not consistently buy items at that price point because I just would rather do other things with my money. But because I am into fashion, I would do these at the high price point, maybe once, whatever the case may be. But I would first try to find them on sale. And another thing about them is because of the cut and the style and things like that, I wouldn't want to overcommit into something that I wasn't 100% sure about. But now that I know what's up, like for example, if they came out with a colorway or a style that's like this, that I just had to have my hands on and I had the money, I would grab it. But I strayed from my original point. I got these on essence.com. They were roughly about 60% off. So I paid $120 for these, and I think I paid, I don't want to lie, I gotta go back to the receipts, but in between, like, it was either $106 or $130 for the other. So I got good prices on both of these. Very good prices compared to the original price. So if you're thinking about it, check them out, essence.com. They've got the charcoal and the purple in both pants and in the tops. So yeah, say hi to my buddy. That's my kid's cat. So yeah, boom. This is the look, and you can see it's a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more fitted in the thighs and in the back than lounge pants, the Cowboy Lounge pants. Those flat pockets make them pop in the back. If you have a sweater, make sure that it sits nicely so that some of those details show, so that some of those top stitching belt loops may show, so that those back flat pockets show, because it would be a travesty for everything that these have to offer to not be on display. But yeah, there you have it, man. Something different, something new. Maybe this review also maybe gave you a new insight or a new outlook on the bootcut look in general. Again, I was able to adapt to it a little bit more easily because I've actually lived through a time where I wore bootcut and it was dope. So it took me getting used to the second time around, but I'm back, man, and I'm all about these. So let me know what you think. Needles, I have a hard time remembering. Cowboy piping lounge pants and Needles Western leisure trouser. Size 38 XL, true to size, dope pants. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, comment, like. Let's talk about these. I'm a big fan of Needles. Hopefully, maybe I turn you guys onto some different things that Needles are doing aside from the norm. And again, when I get so I have the jacket to the lounge pants, the purple pants. When I get those in, I'll do another review and I'll put the whole suit on. So again, I hate to let you guys go. Part of this industry sorrow. Like, comment, subscribe again. I appreciate you guys for watching this review with me. Tastemakers Palette out. Enjoy the rest of your day.